what does the US engagement with HTS signify about its evolving approach to post-Assad Syria?
Yes, of course, the U.S. decision to engage in direct communication with Syrian, Hayat Hayat Tahrir al-Sham with the HTS is very important because, in terms of the oppositions, factions, reflects in shift strategy. This is gonna to uh, build a new path to rebuilding, institutions in Syria. In other words, U.S. very concerned about, the minorities in Syria. It seems to me now that is HTC is leading that transition, and HTC is, as we heard, that most of their members belong to the Sunni, but Syria is not a Sunni faction. There is a Shia, Kurds, Druze, so many factions and many groups. I'm sorry, in Syria. So basically, United States need to make sure that is should we support to inclusive everybody, in Syria. Second, United States need to assure of accountability that United States, basically uh, does not like to bring, all old or previous, actors from Assad regime to handle that transition. Third, rebuilding institution, and this is one of the major interests of the U.S. now. Why? Syria under Bashar al-Assad wasn't really reflecting a strong institution, what we call it in terms of check and balance. It wasn't there. So what United States really needs now exactly to operate this check and balance, so they need to rebuild the institutions like the parliament, the presidency, or the executive power, and the judicial power. Of course, this is gonna to take some time. Fourth, the preventing of extremists. Um, in case of the many groups like ISIS or reflecting ISIS in Syria, this is very dangerous for the region. And third, fifth, United States does interest in to make sure there is no arms transferring from the neighboring Syria that can really create a degree of instability in Syria. This is, of course, very important, but the most important now, we need really to make sure that is Turkey and United States, they don't have a problem. It seems to me like there is a potential competition between Turkey and United States, particularly of the courts
Yeah.
issue. So
Okay.
this is what I'm seeing now.
Okay, and HDS is, of course, attempting to present a more moderate image for itself. Is that credible? Do you think it will last? And what challenges might arise from their leadership during Syria's transition period?
Thank you for this point. Basically, we need to hear action, not just words. So basically, HTS, declared many times that they change their belief. They are nice now to even talk with everybody, not only inside Syria but also outside Syria. This is good point. This is good point to see that transition. But my point, actually, my concern about these groups, based on the historical studying, of that this type of a group, either in Afghanistan or in any country in the Middle East or outside even the Middle East, they were in that transition before. My concern about these guys, um, they are not, or they were not representing, like the solid uh, transition of changing the old regime. But my concern probably they gonna to bring, I would say, something similar, rather than to be like a secular authority, to be like a religious authority, or it's type of autocratic. This is my concern. Second, based on different experience or based on different cases. That is, I studied for this type of transition either in East Europe or in Africa or in Asia, particularly in countries in the Middle East. They still need strong institutions. And based on my studying, I did find that is, the military institution was and is the only institution can really lead that transition. And this is why I'm very concerned about future of Syria. If there is no institution viable in taking that transitions or responsible of taking that transitions, and this is, I hope HTS can really adapt a soft strategy or a soft transitions in terms of protecting Syria, because this country actually was suffering and is suffering, and people in Syria needs really uh, someone can really help them, not only HTS but also
Mm.
the international partners like United States, Arab
Okay.
leagues, any country like EU,
Okay.
any group of countries. Yeah.